Hello friends, and welcome to TurtleQueenGaming, and to what is probably the last installment of Nicole Madre's ending. Kurt Madre. Kurt. Apparently I lied. I don't know what the heck happened. It's another scene immediately appeared. I don't know how short it is, I don't know what it has to do with, I know that my zeal is really close, but I shouldn't be seeing the ending yet. But anywho, let's just keep going. This is probably going to be the last of it, I'll probably just record it in one fell swoop. It's really nice at the park today. The weather's not too hot or cold, there's a cool breeze going on, I can see that other people are out here too, probably having the same idea. I got another text from Kurt earlier today, asking me to come to the park. I've been trying to get back to him about where and what time, but he only said come whenever I wanted. That is super sketchy. I texted Darren about it, and Darren has no clue as to what's going on with Kurt either. It's nice that the big guy's special condition is it's nice that the big guy's physical condition is getting better, but he doesn't seem to be all there mentally. It's like Kurt lost his Kurtness ever since his accident. His spirit is gone. Darren and I are getting worried. I guess there were some signs back when I saw Kurt last. He hasn't asked to study ever since, so I assumed he was focusing on recovery. I guess that isn't the case. How does he expect me to find him in a park with no directions? I'm tempted to scream out his name name out loud and wait for a response, but I doubt that others around me would appreciate the disturbance. I guess there's no way around it. I'll just have to wander around and hope I see him somewhere. I step off the path and into the grass, toward the pond in the middle of the park. I figure that would be the best place to start. I'm going to end up passing it a million times if I end up searching this whole place. People here are at the water's edge, ripping off bits of bread to throw to the ducks swimming atop the surface. Aw, that's cute. I'd throw them some food of my own if I had any. My reflection looks back as I lean over the water's edge. I didn't think I'd look so tired. I do have a lot of stuff going on right now, but I didn't think it was getting to me like this. Kurt, where are you? I stand back from the water to survey the rest of the area, and to my surprise, I think I spot Kurt nearby. I walk closer. Yeah, that's him. He's standing with a crutch tucked under his right arm to keep his weight off of his ankle. But otherwise, he looks fine. Is he skipping rocks? Madre, there you are! I figure it's socially acceptable to yell that I finally found him. Kurt stops mid-form to pivot in my direction. Lazily, he raises a free hand up, and I see a flat stone clenched in his fingers. Yo! I'm careful not to step on Kurt's other crutch lying in the grass. Sheesh, he shouldn't just fling them anywhere he wants. Well, first things first. What's up with you? First you tell me to meet me at the park, and then I ask for the deets, and you totally ignore me. Whoops. Whoops, Madre. You're lucky I even managed to find you in this place. Is there something wrong? The last time Kurt had texted to come see him, he was suffering from a case of nerves before the big game. Right now, he looks way worse than he did the last time. He turns back to me me to face the pond again. You know how to skip rocks? What? Did you even hear me? I asked if... Do you know how to skip rocks, Grave? Answer me. There's an almost desperate tone in Kurt's voice as I've ever heard him before. I completely lose what I'm about to say, and I start babbling as I grasp a response. No, I never learned to skip rocks. I never had much of a chance to do it back home. You want to learn? Kurt extends a stone in his hand towards me, and I meet his eyes. They're duller than I remembered. I stay quiet for a beat before stepping forward and grabbing the rock from him. Okay, so how do I do this? Kurt steps behind me and places a hand on my shoulder. You right-handed? Right. Cute. He angles me so my left side is closer to the water's edge. Now hunker down a little, spread your feet. I do as he said, wondering what he's going to do with all this. Cool. Now you're going to want to throw it like a frisbee. It's like flicking your wrist. Here, do you mind? His hand slides down from my shoulder toward my hip. Hands. Relax, I'll be a good boy. Still, this is kind of weirdly intimate in a way. Once Kurt's hands is palming the side of my hip, he slowly puts me through the motions of circling them forward then back. Throw it like you're cracking a whip, like this. And make sure that it ain't too loose to the bank or it's not gonna skip. Don't throw it too far either or it'll just sink. Is skipping a stone really this hard? Try it for yourself. Just let it fly, Grave. I rear back, winding up, then release the rock from my hand. The stone does 2 sloppy skips against the water before it sinks embarrassingly into the water. Well, that kind of sucked. Not bad for your first time. It's your form. It's all about how you throw, and not about how hard you throw it. Try again. Kurt gestures at a small pile of similarly shaped stones at our feet. Was he collecting these before I found him? I wonder how long it took him. Fine, watch. I'm gonna get this right this time. Determined, I bend over, grab another stone. I catch it in my hands a few times before winding back again. Just before I throw, I hear Kurt talk in my ear. Coach says I can't come to the football field anymore. Hearing that kind of makes me overshoot my throw, and the rock sinks as it hits the water. It doesn't matter now. I snap my attention over to the Kurt. What? He said he doesn't want me exerting myself. What the hell? It's not like I'm practicing with the team. All I'm doing is sitting on the bleachers. Oh geez, I thought you meant you were banned forever. It sounds like it's just until your ankle's back to normal. That's still a big deal. I gotta at least see how the guys are doing. I need to make sure they're running the plays right. Relax, I'm sure they'll survive without you, Madry. But I don't want them to! Kurt slumps in place as he admits this. I was the star of the team. Guys look up to the main quarterback, you know? If they can get along just fine without me, then what good was I? I knew this was more serious than it seemed, so that's why Kurt basically went into hiding. Has it been bothering him all this time? Aw, come on, Madry. I didn't say they'd be better off without you. Don't take it like that. Kurt shakes his head stubbornly. No, you don't get it. Football is all I have. Fine, you're right. I don't get it. You keep saying that, but what the heck do you mean? There has to be more in your life than just football. For a moment, Kurt goes all into pensive silence. He then bends over, awkwardly balancing on his crutch to grab a stone from his collected pile. Will you hear me out, Grave? I want to tell you something. I nod nervously. Go on, I'm here. I've never felt good at anything. I mean, I'm not saying I had some sort of inferiority complex. I just didn't care. I got fine in school. I didn't have to worry about any of the extracurriculars besides football. And my dad could easily set it up so I could have some cushy jobs somewhere. What was the point of trying at stuff if it didn't matter? I figured what was the point, but then I came to college. I met people like you and Darren. Kurt throws a stone in his hand, and it practically skips into the middle of the pond. I see the two of you actually putting effort into things, and have all this success, and I go, well, I can do that too, so I try. Grunting, Kurt bends over to pick up another rock. He weighs it in his hand thoughtfully as his face falls. And I bomb. It made me realize that all the success that I had was thanks to other people. I started thinking that maybe I wasn't good and so good all on my own. But that was never the case with football. All of that success was all me. Football was honestly the only thing I ever worked my ass off for. And look at where it's got me. I got accepted into a choice college, and it can only go up from there. That was the plan, at least. The rock splashes into the pond and sinks as Kurt tries to skip it. You see where I'm coming from? Football was the only thing that was ever my own. It was the only thing where my hard work actually paid off. I don't have it anymore. My ankle will heal, sure, but what if I sprain it again? What if I get a worse injury? To have your worth based on something so flimsy, what is the point of even trying? At this point, Kurt's not even bothering for technique as he throws. Each stone hurl is accompanied with a furious snarl, but I can't tell who Kurt is mad at. I have a sinking feeling that it might be himself. Do you remember that time you were in my room and my folks called me? The time my dad told me that quitting the team might be a good idea? I remember. I know you don't agree with him. Hell no, I don't agree with him. They'd have to drag me kicking if they wanted me to quit. That, at the same time, I thought he might be right. Maybe I should just give up football and go back to how I was before. Yeah, I'll be worthless, but at least I'll be set. Madry, you can't keep saying stuff like that. You're worth more than how you play football. How else am I worth it? Kurt turns on me so suddenly that I almost think he's going to skip that stone he's holding across my face. You couldn't tell me that one night. I doubt you could tell me now. What the... Is he talking about the night he confessed to me? And another thing. Kurt gives off a derisive? Yeah, somewhat derisive, somewhat delirious laugh. If I really was worth it, why haven't you given me an answer yet? Oh god, so he has been keeping track of how long it's been since he's confessed. I blush in embarrassment, unsure of what to say. It's because he's right. I don't have any good excuses for not answering him back. I was going to, honestly, but then it never seemed like a good time to do it. Well, not that it matters now. A whole lot of good it'll make me feel if you say that you like me after my big fat sob story. As he flings the next stone into the pond, Kurt roars so loudly the nearby ducks flop away. His chest is heaving and his teeth is gritted. I know I need to calm him down before he does something seriously stupid. Madry, please, take a breath and just listen to me, okay? Why should I? Defiantly, Kurt reaches for one of the few remaining stones, but he's so pinned up that he moves too fast. He lets out a noise as he goes off balance. I grab him by his free arm to stable him. Hey, don't move so fast. You might hurt yourself. Hands off! Kurt swings back his arm to throw me off, and I yell as I fall back onto the grass. Oh no, he didn't. I look up at him, eyes blazing, and Kurt looks back as if daring me to say or do something. I think I need to yell at him. Not sure, though. He is so asking for it. You know what, Madry? I get to my feet, dust off my pants, and point aggressively right at his face. I'd kill him if I didn't like him so much, I swear. I get that it's been hard for you lately, but if you just pull your head out of your own ass and pay attention to other people instead of your own damn self, I would have told you I liked you back. But forget it. Forget it. You say that your hard work doesn't pay off, but are you even trying? I know it's stupid for me to speak for you, but God, Madry, can you honestly say that you've been trying at all those other things? Look at you in econ. I'm not the one who's been making you study on your own. That was all you, and you can do things if you really want, but you just can't give up once they've stopped going your way. All the built-up tension in my body is released, and I give off a deep, long sigh. I'm not saying that it's going to be easy. It'll probably be hard. That's how life is. I'm just saying nothing's impossible if you keep at it. You can't say that football is all you have and then don't try for other things. You have other people that believe you can do it, like your parents, and Darren, and, well, me. Kurt speaks after an intimate pause between us. You're right. All this time I've been ignoring the obvious, and I've been too caught up in myself to take a moment to think about everyone else. I'm sorry, Nicole. Really, I'm so sorry. I know, Madry. It's okay. But I have to go now. I take a few steps to show him I'm serious. Nicole, wait! Nope. I turn around, clasp my hands behind my back, and tip my head coyly over my shoulders so I can get a good look at him. I've decided. I'm going to motivate you to try things no matter what I have to do, and if I want to do that, I'm going to need as much time as I can get. So yeah, I'll talk to you later, Madry. Look forward to it. Hold on, I'm still talking to you. I make a point of appearing impatient as I give Kurt a chance to say whatever he needs to say. Did you really mean it when you said you liked me? Oh, I did say that, huh? I giggle and shrug my shoulders. You'll have to find out next time. I'm not telling you my answer like this. Kurt only shakes his head, but I can see the corner of his lips quirk into a smile. You are a seriously scary girl, Grave. This time I'm the one winking as I make my leave. Oh, you have no idea. And maybe I don't have that much of an idea either, but I think this'll work. I ponder it more as I head back to my dorm. Yeah, it'll have to work. I wasn't lying when I said I'd motivate him. I'm going to do whatever it takes to motivate Kurt Madry. Cute. Alrighty, so it'll probably be a month before the next scene. I know I said that last time, but what are you gonna do? Alright. Normal ending unlocked. Am I in a cheerleader uniform? I can't tell because it didn't look like the same thing that Chandra was in. Meh. There are sounds of another team practicing in a nearby practice field. Huh, I wonder who it could be. I know it's not the football team, and the volleyball team usually practices at the gym. Does it matter, though? Honestly, I'm not doing anything to distract myself from how nervous... I'm doing anything to distract myself from how nervous I'm feeling. I haven't done this before, and there's a very good chance that it's going to look incredibly dumb. I guess that's the risk I'm willing to take for Kurt. But I practically had to beg the football coach to lend me the field for like 10 minutes, and don't get me started on what I had to promise the cheerleading coach. Needless to say, I'm going to be very personally acquainted with every nook and cranny of the female locker room come spring semester, but it should be worth it if I pull this off. I'm all alone on the football field, right in front of the bleachers, as I wait for Kurt to arrive. He must be wondering what the heck I'm up to. I only texted him a time and told him to meet me at the football field. Time passes and I grow even more nervous. What if Kurt doesn't even decide to show up? It's been a while since we last met up like this. What if he's annoyed with me now? However, I don't have to entertain that thought any longer once I see Kurt enter the field balanced on his crutches. I wave at him, drawing his attention. I'm pretty sure he sees me, judging from his dropped jaw. What the heck are you wearing? Okay, not the greeting any girl wants to hear, but understandable. It must be strange to see me dressed in a cheerleading uniform. I have on white tennis shoes, the navy one-piece dress, and the whole shebang. It's a cheerleading uniform, duh. Pretty cool, right? I borrowed it from the team. It's more hot than cool, in my opinion, but what are you up to? You'll see. But from now on, up on the bleachers. It won't start until then. What's not going to start? Just get your butt on the bleachers, Madry. I point over to them, making it clear to save the rest of his questions till after what I have planned. Furrowing his brow, Kurt assents reluctantly and hobbles his way to the first row of seats. He laces a crutch on the seat next to him and uses the other to rest his arm. My butt is on the bleachers. Okay, so? Wait, no. Kurt interrupts me before I can start, and I was working up my nerve, too. What? You're ruining it. Sorry, but I told myself I'd say this to you first thing, and if I don't say it now, I might lose my nerve. Kurt takes a deep, exaggerated breath, just like the time he'd asked me out to dinner. Whew, okay. So, I know I said this before, but you were right. I thought about it after the other day, and I never tried too hard. Just hard enough to feel justified in quitting when nothing forward afterward. I guess it was easier to face. I'm Kurt freaking Madry. There's no way that I wasn't awesome. Quitting on stuff that was hard and focusing on stuff that was easy for me, like football, was just another way to boost my ego. I can't keep going like that. I get it now. I'm only worth as much as I put in. Nothing more, nothing less. Hey Grave, I think I'm going to end up changing my major. I looked it up, and I think I'm a better fit for a degree in sports medicine. It might be harder than getting a business degree, but I won't be guaranteed a job right after school, but I figure, to hell with it. I can do it if I want. Some things just take more effort, but those things usually end up being worth it in the end. I can say that about a lot of things. I can say that about you, Nicole. Kurt's grinning as he rises to his feet as best he can. His voice raises into a shout. I said it before and I'll say it again. I like you, Nicole Grave. I like you a hell of a lot. I know I messed up, and I probably look like a crappy boyfriend material, but I'll work my hardest to make you fall for me, and then you'll fall for me again and again. Looking at Kurt now, on his feet with fists raised, it's like the old him has returned. He's just that cocky, overeager guy I met way back when in the boys' locker room. The guy who I would rather punch than speak to again if I had the chance. He's totally changed now, and I think I am too. I'm blushing from Kurt's heartfelt declaration, and I twiddle with the end of my ponytail bashfully as I try to come up with a way to respond. Jeez, I should have known you'd do this. It's so like you to jump the gun. I'm super happy for you, Madry. I am, but, before I can finish the thought, there's a high-pitched collection of cheerleaders from the side field. The cheerleading team comes running over behind me, and I offer Kurt an apologetic grin. You really should have let me finish before you went on with all that mushy stuff. The girls behind me giggle as they look at Kurt. His face turns a little red as he lowers himself back to his seat. What's the cheerleading team doing here? Hey, I told you I was going to motivate you, didn't I? And isn't that what a cheerleader does? Chandra comes up behind me and hands me a set of pom-poms. Before she returns to her position, she places a hand on my shoulder and squeezes it reassuringly. Now they know that Kurt has feelings for me. It's made this 10 times way more embarrassing. So get ready, Madry. Sit tight, because this one's just for you. I check behind me to make sure the rest of the girls are in position and raise a pom-pom to strike a pose. Hit it! The music blares over the field's loudspeakers, triggering a member of the team up in the audio booth. Kurt only looks up in amazement as we start. I'm kind of amazed that I'm doing this too. For starters, I'm not even a member of the cheerleading team. When I first got the idea to do this after my last meeting with Kurt, I wasn't even sure if I could pull it off. I'm not that athletic at all. Look at me now. Here I am, dancing and actually in time with all the other girls. I mean, I'm gonna leave all the flipping and jumping to them, but the basics, I got that down. Go, go, number 9. Stay in time, looking fine. Say it with us, M-A-D. Say it with us, R-Y, wee. I'm a goober. Madry, Madry, we love Madry. Madry, Madry, go, go, Madry. Kurt is beside himself with laughter, and it only gets more amused and loud as he hears the cheer and the girls wrote for him. It was my idea, of course, but I left the actual writing and stuff to the professionals. Okay, fine, I wrote. Like, all of it. I hope he doesn't think it's dumb. Kurt's clapping along now, and the girls and I discard our pom-poms to get information for lifts. Oh man, I was dreading this part. You would be too if you're the one who was getting lifted into the air. There are 5 of us that are going to get lifted, with me in the middle. Chandra reassured me that the girls on the team can support me, but it's still nerve-wracking to just having bare hands as support. According to them, this is the best way to make an impression, but there has to be something else that doesn't involve me dying. Come on, girls, say it loud! Star quarterback, we're super proud. All together now, KU, wee! I shouted real loud now, add an RT. Oh dear. I braced my hands against my shoulders of the 2 girls supporting me and placed my foot in the middle of the hands. Here goes nothing. Kurt, go, Kurt! My body's lifted into the air and I beg myself not to fall. I brace both my feet against my base's hands to throw my own into the air. Kurt, we love Kurt, woo! Now here comes the scary part. I slightly gulp, force a smile, and jump up, leaning back as I fall so the girls underneath can catch me in their arms. They're pushed back as I land, but still manage to steady me on my feet. I'm breathing hard after we all give a finalizing pose. The music fades away, and everyone starts cheering and laughing and clapping. Chandra and some of the other girls even manage to catch me in a congratulatory hug. From the bleachers, Kurt is up from his seat, clapping hard. He holds a hand to the side of his mouth and hollers a supportive "Woo!" It looks like I didn't mess up after all. Kurt looks astounded in a good way, and I grin back tiredly at him as I notice he's looking right at me. Finally, the girls release me from their grip, and Kurt waves at us to try to get our attention. That was sweet, you guys. How'd you do that? You're not on the cheerleading team, Nicole. Tell me about it. Whew, hold on. I place my hands on my sides and start to breathe slowly until I'm back to normal breathing rhythm. I seriously need to exercise more. The girls of the cheerleading team start laughing, and I feel like I'm in the middle of some weird sitcom situation. I practiced with the cheerleading team for like days to get this routine down. I was totally sure I'd messed up in some places, but I wanted to motivate you, Madry. I get a little self-conscious when I think about what I'm going to say in front of Kurt and all these other girls. Oh man, some of them are going to hate me for this, but no point in thinking about that now. When I was practicing my butt off to learn this routine, I'd think about you, not like in some weird cheesy way, but I wanted to be like when you play football. When I watch you play, I don't know, it's like your spirit is sweeping me up into everything you do, and that's what I wanted to do to you. I wanted to boost your spirit with my own. You can't be the only one who works hard. I'll have to as well, and I should start by not putting off something you deserved an answer to long ago. I'm sorry about that, but I'm ready to answer for your real now. If you wanna listen. Kurt's expression changes into that usual smirk as he saunters up to the banister of bleachers and rests his arm against it. I'm all ears. I grin back at him and take a huge breath. Not out of nerves, though. I'm going to make sure I'm super clear. I like you, Kurt Madry. My entire body juts forward as I yell out this confession. Go out with me, you big dope. The girls around me cheer supportively while I stand there and blush. Kurt's doing the same, and I see him laughing to himself and scratch his head bashfully. All of a sudden, I hear Chandra's voice slowly begin chanting. Kiss, kiss, kiss! What? Oh my gosh, now they're all joining in. Some of the girls even grab their pom-poms from the ground to shake them in suspense. Without my consent, I feel my feet march toward the bleachers before I can even think of any better, and Kurt's already ducking below the banister to try to meet me halfway. He leans over me now, unsure of what to do. Of course, now that it's come to this point, we're both too shy to proceed. Oh well, just typical us. Are you going to kiss me or what? Oh. Kurt smirks down at me and cups my chin in his fingers. Our eyes meet, my breath hitches as I lose myself in his gaze. Is this it? I swallow silently as I take in Kurt's features, his chin, the crease of his brow, and the feel of his fingers as they brush against my skin. If you insist. He leans down and presses his mouth against mine. As I close my eyes and fall into the warmth of his lips, I can hear the cheerleading team crying scandalously at the sight. We stay like that for a moment, losing ourselves in the intimate gesture. Once we separate, Kurt grins cockily at me with swollen lips. You know, I knew you'd fall for me someday. I push his shoulder, giggling. Geez, this guy. So it's your turn to give me an answer now. What do you say, Kurt? Be my boyfriend? Kurt makes a show of thinking it over. He hums in thought loudly and cocks his head from side to side. Suddenly he starts laughing. Nah, faking was never my style. What do you think? Hell yes, I'll be your boyfriend. We both share a laugh as it finally becomes official. I honestly can't stop smiling. Kurt's a serious dork, but I guess he's my dork now. So if we're dating now, he looks at me as though to make sure, and I laugh. Yes, we're dating now. Phew, I was gonna say that this calls for something special. I cock my head and watch Kurt back up from the banister. Carefully, on his good foot, Kurt hops in place, standing, and hands up and fingers pointed to the sky. He settles down, looks straight at me, and shoots me double barrels, this time with a wink. Even without him saying anything, I know what he's going on about. I feel the same way here too. Here on the football field, where Kurt found his first aspirations, it's only fitting that he marks the discovery of another. I jokingly mouth the words just as Kurt unleashes one last cheer. Touchdown, baby. Cube. Special ending. There we go. Kurt slouches back with a water bottle in his hands. Why does he look all sweaty and worn out? It better not be what I think it is. I'm really happy to see him right now, honest, but the boy just makes me worry. Kurt! I march on over to him. Kurt first smiles when he sees me, but after noticing my tone and demeanor, he immediately groans. What did I do now? You tell me. Why do you look like you've been playing sports? It hasn't been too long since Kurt's gotten the cast removed, and the doctor said that to take it easy on his ankle for a few weeks, but he's been right back to his usual antics. Kurt lets out an uneasy noise that shows I'm on the right track. I didn't mean to, alright? I was waiting here, hoping to surprise you. I saw a couple of the guys and I knew playing Ultimate Frisbee nearby, and it didn't look like you were coming anytime soon, so I played? I fluttered my lips in exasperation and plopped myself down next to Kurt. Well, thanks. You're seriously sweet for coming down here, but just remember the doctor told you to take it easy. Hey, all I did was throw the thing around, our thing and jog. Doc did say to stretch it out every now and then. Kurt grumpily finishes the rest of his water and crushes it in his hands. Gosh, what a big baby. Fine, you're right. I didn't mean to overreact. Will you forgive me if I kiss you? Those are always the magic words. Kurt turns eagerly toward me and nods. Always. He leans in, pursing his lips, but I purposely avoid them and plant mine on his cheek. When I pull back, he's frowning at me. I didn't say where I'd kiss you. You are such a tease, I swear to God. Yeah, well, you're the one who decided on dating me. Kurt grumbles under his breath and hefts his right leg onto my lap, and I stare at it anxiously. Rub my ankle for me, babe? He flexes out his foot teasingly, making me sigh. The doctor didn't say I had to do that. I gently push his leg off me and get to my feet. And even if I wanted to for some reason, weird reason, I'd have to call my mom first. I promised her I'd tell her how the test went right when I was done. Nerd. I sigh in exasperation. Yeah, well, you're the one who decided on dating you. Yeah, I know. Kurt grins playfully at me, and as a consolation prize, I lean over and peck him on the lips. It distracts him long enough for me to shove my bag into his arms. Can you watch this for me while I make the call? I promise not to take too long. I smile at him pleadingly, and it seems to work since he agrees too much without a fuss. Hey, count on it. Do your thing, girl. I don't want to bother Kurt with my conversation, so I make sure to do it where he can't overhear me. Voicemail. Skippy. Skippy! Okay. I kind of regret running into him now. As sweet as his sentiment was, I can't just leave him here now. I'm going to have to, though. I can't get Kurt wrapped up in all this, especially since his ankle is just healed. I do my best to act naturally as I head back to Kurt. He's already off the bench, bending his legs back and his knees like he's getting ready for a run. Oh, hey, you're back! Before you say anything, I'm only stretching. Just so tired of sitting all the time. I'm trying to be as physical as I can. Kurt leans forward and waggles his eyebrows suggestively at me. Care to give me a hand with that? I scoff and roll my eyes. Geez, you're terrible. And, I try to stall by picking up my bag Kurt left on the bench. I don't know if this is even going to work, but here goes nothing. Something came up, and I know this is super short notice, but I need to get going. Kurt's jaw drops in disappointment. What? But we just met up. I was looking forward to having you all to myself now that you're finally done studying. I know, but this really can't wait. I really have to go. What is it for? Something for your mom? I'll tell you later. Promise, okay? Kurt scowls a little at my half-baked reply, and I do my best to keep from sweating. Please don't demand for specifics. Fine, if it's important, you should go. I get it. Just make sure to make it up to me later. I hold back a huge exhale to give him a grateful smile. I feel terrible hiding stuff from Kurt like this, but it can't be helped. After kissing him goodbye, I hurry through campus and back through town, back to the abandoned building. I think about bringing a weapon, blah blah blah. Save these. And skipsies. Oh. No skipsies. Only clicksies. I still can't believe she fell for that. Like, it was such a trap. Like, huge trap. As I leap under the shoulders of the abductor, I shout loudly, trying to catch him off guard. They try shaking me off like a bucking bronco, but I keep my arms latched tightly around their neck. Uncle! Uncle! Hey, I know that voice. I stop squeezing my arms and realize that my face is pressed into the head of messy blonde hair. Oh my gosh, Kurt! I jump off him and Kurt gasps for some air. I didn't realize I'd been choking him so hard. Yeah, it's me. Man, go easy on the guy, will you? Sorry, I just thought... I stopped myself before I finished to steer that topic into something more pressing. What are you doing here? As relieved as I am to see Kurt, he doesn't look so relieved to have found me. He actually looks more annoyed than anything. Shouldn't I be asking you that? I thought something was up with you from how you were acting at school, so I went and followed after you. When I noticed you weren't coming out of this place, I came in to try to find you. Then out of nowhere, I hear a whole bunch of noise, and that's what led me to this room. That was probably me. Oh man, so that door rattling did work. But wait, it dawns on me. Hold on, I can't believe you were following me. Can you blame me for being curious? I tried to find out, but you were talking. This is the only way. And I still have no idea what's happening right now, so you need to start talking, and you need to start talking now. Kurt, please, it's a little complicated. Defiantly, Kurt crosses his arm and tilts his head back huffily as he looks down at me. Try me. Kurt, you have to listen. No, you listen, Nicole. I'm asking you to tell me what's going on, please. Kurt's voice grows unbearably loud, and his arms cross off his chest and gesturing widely. I think I understand why he's so worked up, and it's because he knows something's wrong. Because, now that it's reached this point, is there really any point in hiding it any longer? I started with a heavy breath. Remember how I was looking into those disappearances early in the semester? It might be because I was scared I was going to be the next one abducted. It's a long story, but one day I started getting these weird messages on my blog. The hell? Kurt pulls back from my phone and with a look of incredulity on his face. And you've been getting these for how long now? Ever since the semester started? Well, ain't that great. Kurt throws his hand in the air and walks away from me, sounding completely outraged. Seeing the chairs next to the table, he grabs the back of one and tries to lift it, only to find it bolted down to the ground. Still, he tries anyway, grunting angrily. Kurt, are you okay? I'm not okay. I'm angry, and I'm trying to pull this damn chair up so I can smash it, but Finally, he gives up and resorts to smacking the leg of it with his left foot repeatedly. Geez, his right foot has just recovered. What the heck? What's your problem right now? What's my problem? Kurt turns from the chair and jabs it at my chest. My problem is you, Nicole. You're telling me that you've been balls deep into this abduction stuff for the longest time, and you've never told me. Is that why you were asking about Aaron that one time? Because of this? I hesitantly nod, too scared to lie. I knew it. God damn, I knew it. I should have called you out from that very moment. Okay, look, I know I didn't tell you, but it was only because... Because what? Because you didn't want me involved? Do you think that I'm that stupid that I can't help you? What? No, I'd never think that. Well, you sure as hell did a great job of making me feel that way. Kurt rubs his temple with both hands and lets out a tired sigh. I don't think you understand what you do, Nicole. You always do this. You keep everything to yourself, and then when I ask what you're thinking or what's up, you don't answer me. What do you think that makes me feel? It's almost like you can't trust me with anything because you don't think I'd get it. I know you're way smarter than me, but geez, cut me some slack. I'm not stupid. I can tell if you're upset, or if you're having a creepy day, or a crappy day, or if you just want to talk, and I'm trying to say that you can talk to me about those things. I'm here for you, so start treating me like it. You don't have to do everything on your own like this. I know, alright? I sputtered the words immediately, completely thrown back by what Kurt's saying. You're right, all of it, you're right. I haven't told you anything, and I didn't mean to make you feel like you were a big idiot. I just didn't want to put you in danger. I thought I could do this all on my own. I sigh and hold back to the building pressure in my eyes. I don't want Kurt to see me weeping. But I can't, and I'm sorry. I'm really sorry, Kurt. I was just really scared, and I wasn't sure what to do. So don't hate me or think that I don't trust you, because that's not true. I fall into Kurt, spur of the moment, and rest my hand on top of his chest. My fingers grab at the material of his shirt, as if telling him not to leave. Kurt looks down at me reluctantly at first, but after a hefty sigh, I feel his hands wrap around me and squeeze me affectionately. I know you don't hate me. Man, I'd probably be the one out of luck if you did. Kurt reaches down to tip my chin up and stares right down into my eyes. He's back to smirking like he usually does, and the sight makes my body go warm from head to toe. Just remember, I'm the one who's supposed to make all those stupid, reckless decisions, not you. Count on me more next time. Geez, I'd laugh at his stupid joke, unable to help myself. He's always like this, even at the worst moments. I will, I promise. Awesome, now come on, let's hoof it. Kurt smacks my butt, then grabs one of my hands to pull me out of the room, giving me no time to protest. We've got to get out of here. I need to find whoever's been doing this to you and kick his ass. What? No, Kurt, we need to call the police. That's what I should have done a long time ago, really. Ah, come on, you wouldn't get it. Kurt looks over his shoulder and stares determinedly at me. Anyone who messes with you, messes with me. It's a matter of guy's pride to protect his girl at all costs, and I'm not letting some jerk think he can threaten you without a Maudry whooping and waiting for him. Maudry whopping, not whooping. This is so like Kurt. He can be so cocky and aggressive, and that makes me want to scream, but I can tell his heart's in the right place. And call me a sucker, but it's a little sweet that he's going this far to defend my honor. Fine, you can kick his ass. Hell yeah, let's kick it. I'll kick it twice over. I laugh, amused by his show of bravado. I'm cut short, though, by the sound of someone clapping. Kurt and I come out into this wide hall and crack windows on this, streaming light, blah, blah, blah. Jeff, is that you? There's no mistaking it. Jeff is clapping his hands slowly, and he stops the moment he sees we've recognized him and wears a smile like he couldn't care less. Well, well, you actually escaped. I'm surprised. I was expecting you to break within the hour. Congratulations, Nicole. And for your reward, how about one last confrontation with yours truly, Jeff brings his hands up to his chest and slowly lowers it as if setting himself on display. Meanwhile, Kurt leans toward me and whispers out of the side of his mouth. You know this joker, Nicole? Call him a friend. At least, I think he's one. Right now, he's acting really weird. Weirder than usual, I mean. Jeff, there's no time for this. We have to get out of here before... Hold on. It dawns on me. How would Jeff know about this place on his own? Oh, is there a problem, Nicole? Or have you finally realized the fact that I'm behind the abductions? I stare at in horror as Jeff begins to laugh, arms thrown out with the chest puffed up like a comic book villain. You can't be serious. Oh, deathly so. Forgive me, bad pun. But yes, I am. I can't even prove it. The blog that called you here, the one that sent you the last threatening message, it was called Corning to Get You? I don't need to hear Jeff spell it out to believe him. It's just all making sense now. Believe me now? Yes, but... No buts. Our confrontation on the battlefield waits for no one. Well, so I say, however. He's really aggressive in this version. Jeff glances at Kurt as though he's a pest he's just noticed. I wasn't counting on you bringing a +1. You know, you talk pretty friggin' weird, pal. Kurt cracks his knuckles right then left. But if you're saying what I think you're saying, then you're about to get the beatdown of your life. Just before Kurt can charge, I hold out an arm, blocking his way. Wait, Kurt, you can't yet. And why the hell not? There's still something I have to ask. I turned back to Jeff. And what I want to ask is, why? I don't get it. Why would you take those girls like that? There's no complicated reasoning behind it. I only needed subjects for a personal project of mine, and those 3 were the perfect candidates. Annoyingly resilient, yet completely unmissable. The ideal specimen to place in isolation. Somebody who... See? He's testing that love potion that he's trying to make. Or attraction potion, or whatever the fuck he's trying to do. So it's girls that will disappear, but also girls that will be strong enough to, like, resist him to accurately test the potion. Like hell it does. That one chick, Erin What's-Her-Face? Erin What's-Her-Face was not missable. They searched for her for 3 days straight until they finally found her. What the hell does that tell you about her? What that tells me is that human obligation is much stronger than human motive. Jeff makes a gesture as though he's brushing dust away from him. Let's cut to the chase. Can you claim that anyone honestly enjoyed this young girl's presence? Didn't you say that everyone hated her? I turn to Kurt, but he's gone speechless, lips trembling furiously as he desperately wants to say something. He doesn't, though, because Jeff is completely right. I thought so. I don't consider abducting her any huge loss for mankind as a whole. In fact, some people might have been grateful to be relieved of her. Why do you think Erin Spearson was the first to be taken? I knew when I first saw her that she would be a prime example for each of my future victims. A girl so tired of others that others eventually grew tired of her. Add in a pinch of bad attitude and the result is someone who was better off alone like she always wanted. Wouldn't you agree? Hell no, who'd agree with that? Also, can you talk normally for 5 seconds? Man, damn. Kurt clicks his tongue irritably. I am not about to defend Erin. What you said was right, man. She was a bitch. But she could run. She could seriously run. And you know why? I was totally reading that in Jeff's story. I was totally reading that in Jeff's voice. That was totally Madry. My bad. Because she put in the work. Nobody gets it right on the first try. She was awful at keeping friends, but if she put in as much work as she did with track, I bet she could have improved over time. Who are you to say that she deserved to be taken? You never know what people can do until they try. I'm sure that if there was someone to bust her ass, she'd be a whole different person by now. Jeff grimaces like Kurt's word leave a bad taste in his mouth. He scowls, eyeing us with contempt, but hurriedly forces us on another crooked smile. He seems to be more unhinged than before. Humph, I will agree with what you said, that what you said has merit, but it no longer matters. Everything is finished, and all I have left is to make my exit. Jeff takes out a small ball with a string. Goodbye, Nicole. I tip my metaphorical hat to you in victory. Before Kurt or I have a chance to act, Jeff feels... what is this? Hey, get back here, you bastard! Kurt gets ready to dash forward, and I grab his collar before it's too late. No, Kurt, there's way too much smoke. You can't go. Well, what do we do? I look back the way we came. The smoke hasn't reached that far yet. Let's try to find another way after him. Come on. I take Kurt's hand and reluctantly steer him back to the hall. Eventually, we reached a forked path. Oh man, right or left? Kurt looks both ways and then scratches his head. Excuse me. Don't look at me. Either way could lead to him. I guess that means it would be better to split up. Kurt, we can't do that. But think about it. If we both go the same way and it leads to a dead end, he'll get away. Kurt must have noticed my impressed face because he taps his head with a smug grin. Told you I can help. Seriously, come on, let's do that. I know you'll be able to take him if you face him to do it on your own. Seriously? You do? Well, you're my girlfriend, so I figured I'd date someone tough. Fine, I'll take the ride. I poise myself over that direction and take off. Watch yourself, Kurt. You should be worried about the other guy. Kurt winks at me before taking off, and I hurry and do the same thing. There we go. Did Kurt find Jeff first? I finally reach the front, and I see that he has. Jeff's already been scruffed up in a few places, and Kurt has the collar of his shirt clenched in his fist like he's about ready to steal his lunch money. And this is what you get for threatening Nicole! Kurt throws a hefty swing Jeff's way, but Jeff ducks it and breaks Kurt's grip with the swat of his arm, because he can fight. You'll have to do much better than that. I see him about to aim a kick right for Kurt's right leg. Kurt, from your right! Kurt's eyes widen and he pulls back away from Jeff just in time. Jeff's kick narrowly flies past him. Nicole! Ugh! Kurt staggers in place as his right leg almost gives out underneath him. His ankle. Did Jeff get to his ankle somehow? A weakness, is it? From that moment, Jeff keeps aiming hits for Kurt's right side, forcing Kurt to either block or stagger back awkwardly to try to avoid it. I can't just stand here and watch this. Kurt's going to be a goner if he keeps this up. He can barely stand as is. However, the moment he sees me move, Kurt yells, "Don't you dare!" I stop in place, shocked by his word. Kurt grunts as he blocks a horizontal kick aimed for his side. I got this. I'm not going to let you get hurt while I'm still standing. Jeff sniggers and hops up from one foot to the other before throwing another punch. Bravado will get you nowhere. But before his punch connects, Kurt throws out his hand and literally catches Jeff's attack in his palm. Their arms shake as they struggle against each other, and Jeff goes wide-eyed as he realizes Kurt's grip is way too strong to break out of it. I guess you don't know me, because if you did... Kurt rears back his other arm and lets go, popping Jeff right in the jaw. You know Madry always does what he says. Jeff goes flying back and hits the ground hard. He skids for a moment before coming to a stop, his body trembling for a few seconds before finally going still. Once I see the fighting's over for good, I hurry to Kurt's side. He doesn't look like he's been hurt that bad, but I'm worried more about his ankle than anything. Kurt! Kurt lowers himself onto the ground and stretches his legs out in front of him. He looks up and beams tiredly. You see what I did there? I dropped to my haunches right next to him. You did a great job, Kurt, but your ankle... Ah, it's nothing. He winces a little as he rotates it in place for me. At least he can still move it. See? Not as bad as when I heard it at the game. It should be fine. Chill. How am I supposed to chill after watching you fight like that? Gosh, you really didn't have to push yourself. Yeah, but... Kurt grins again and nudges his head over in Jeff's direction. Told you that you should be more worried for him than me. Once I make sure that Kurt is really okay and not just full of crap, I call the police and report the situation. It takes a bit of explaining, but the officer did seem kind of peeved that Kurt and I did this on his own. We watch over Jeff for about 20 minutes. Thankfully, he recognized Kurt from all the fancy football things he's accomplished, and I bet it's because of Golden Boy that he went a little easy. Not that it was much better. Ted's dad was the one who eventually cuffed Jeff and led him to the police car while he was conscious. He wasn't the only one. Kurt and I had to go down to the station too. They told us it was for official statements only, but it took forever. Yep. A few days have passed since the incident with Jeff. Life goes on for the most part, but after everything that happened, it feels almost surreal to be so at ease like this. Nicole, hey, you there? There's suddenly a huge hand waving in my face. I blink a few times as it brings me back to reality. Sorry, I was just caught up in thinking. Kurt lets out a heavy sigh. Is it what I was thinking about? Or is it what I think it's about? Probably, yeah. Come on, we won already, so what's there to think about? It's a bad habit. I was on a non-stop think mode back when I was investigating everything. Well, then a little mindless cleaning will do good for you. Kurt looks at me knowingly and then returns to packing away his trophies and medals into a box at his feet. You know, when I agreed to help you clean up your room, I was expecting to be moving everything out, too. Like you're the only one gone, like you're only going to be gone for a few weeks. I figured it was time for a fresh start. Gonna be a whole new year, new major. I didn't want all the football stuff to be cluttering up the place. And I feel a little bad that it's basically all my stuff that Darren puts up with. You're so lucky he's your roommate. Anyone else would have called you out on your crap by now. Sheesh, you make me sound like the worst roommate ever. Well, judging from what Darren tells me... He tells you stuff? I giggle as I drop to my knee to check under Kurt's bed. Only kidding. I peek under the bed frame and see if there's anything that's worth packing anyway. Ooh, what's this I see? Looks like bundles of paper were kicked under here. Man, and I thought I found a dirty magazine or something. I strain myself a little to gather them all up, but I eventually pull them out from under the bed. These are our income tests. I rifle through them, glancing at Kurt's scores. He really improved throughout the semester. I didn't think you were the type to keep your tests, Kurt. Kurt looks at me, puzzled. Whoa, hey! Once he sees what I'm holding, he marches over to try to rip them out of my hands. Don't look at those! There's nothing to be embarrassed about. They're really good scores. I managed to get to the last test packet out of the bunch, and my jaw drops. This is our final exam, and Kurt got a perfect score on it. I look at him, amazed. What? Bashfully, Kurt tilts his head. That's what I was hoping you wouldn't see. And why? I'd be showing this off to everyone. This is really great, Kurt. I knew you could pull off something like this. Yeah, I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just like, I don't know. I thought if you saw it I could do well on stuff, then you wouldn't think that studying with me ever. That's pretty stupid. No, not at all. I'm actually a little happy to hear that he was worried about something that small. It just shows that you like spending time with me. That's what a girl doesn't, and what girl doesn't like hearing that? You're the one I owe it all to. There's no telling how well I would have done in this class if I didn't have you here to help me. I'm glad I asked you to tutor me. Same here, Kurt. Though now that I think about it, the first time we ever met was... Drop it, or I swear I'll hit you. Gosh, I never want to remember that day ever again. It was completely embarrassing on so many levels. Naturally, that means Kurt's going to bring it up all the time. Fine, tell me what you scored on the final then. Don't you have more stuff to pack? Stay quiet, I stay quiet, not about to give in. Suspiciously, Kurt leans toward me. You scored lower than me, didn't you? Well, of course, you got a perfect score! I got an 89 on it. Oh, well, that's pretty good. His tone is infuriatingly smug, and I do my best to ignore him until I hear him start whispering. Psst, not an A, though. Oh my god, I hate you! I throw his test booklet in his face, but he swats it out of my hand and goes for my wrist before I have a chance to grab another. He pins me down and tries to keep me from wiggling. Let me go so I can beat you up! I think I have a better idea than that. Before I can protest, Kurt dips me down and captures my lips with his own. I resist at first, too angry to enjoy how nice it is, but his technique eventually wins me over. I have to pause. Hold on. I seriously had to start a new webcam video for like 3 minutes. It's so irritating. I can't lie, Kurt is a really good kisser. Part of me knows it's probably because he's been with so many girls, but I try not to think too hard about that. His lips are soft, but he kisses me with enough force that it's like I can gauge his feelings just from that. However, I feel him slip his tongue into my mouth, and while I really like it, really like it, Kurt, I break off so I can gasp for air and try to get his attention. Kurt, He cuts me off by planting his lips on mine again, and I'm almost about to give in when he starts trailing kisses down my lips to my neck. Okay, that is really delicious, but looking around, I can see an alarm clock on his bedside table. I grab it and knock it into Kurt's back as he continues to get hot and heavy. Ow! You're such a horn dog! I take advantage of Kurt's distraction to roll over so I'm on top of him. We still have stuff to pack, you know. You're being naughty. Are you going to punish me? Kurt frowns at me, but I feel his hands appreciatively work their way up and down my legs. I should by just leaving. I have my stuff, I have stuff of my own to get ready too. I lean over and kiss him before he has a chance to think that I'm legit mad. But I like being with you more. Now get up, we have to finish this. I hop off Kurt onto my feet, and Kurt sits up with a loud, laborious groan. Have I ever told you that you're a real tease? I can only laugh out and offer a playful wink. It comes with the package. Aww. Adorable. I don't know. I kind of like the honesty that comes from, because it was like flirting from the start. She's like, I don't like him, but he was pretty persistent, and that's kind of adorable. Anywho's, I'm actually really excited for the next one. I want to do Jeff's ending. I'm really kind of insanely curious about how he's, like, I don't know, just his personality. I don't understand how he's going to fall for Nicole. Maybe not. It could be a totally, completely, obnoxiously sad ending where he still betrays you and he murders you. I don't know. I have no idea. Or he gives you his love potion and you're like his crazy, mindless love slave. Who knows? We'll find out. I really hope that's not it. But at the same time, it's gotta be like Stockholm or something. It's gotta be creepy. Which is awesome, but still. Anywho, we'll worry about Jeff in the next episode. So until next time, peace out, y'all.